let me tell you a story. There was once this girl, and she was in 3rd grade. Now, every single day, her parents would pack her a home lunch, basically. And so it would have the same amount of things she liked, but it was the same things each time. And so one day, she goes to the cafeteria, and she decides, today I want a hot lunch. And so when she goes down, she makes up in her head that she's going to sneak one of the hot lunches that are down there for the people who are on the hot lunch list, thinking that, of course, they'll probably be extra and there'll be no problem. She goes to her table, quickly devours her meal, throws away the evidence, and sits down with a smirk on her face, feeling as if no one will ever figure out what she just did, and she got to enjoy some good pizza. Then, coming down the steps into the lunchroom was one of her classmates, one who didn't seem to have already gotten his lunch. And as she slowly moved her eyes over to the lunch table, there were no more hot lunches for him. Her heart began to beat in panic. She could not believe that she was about to get in trouble. But then she thought to herself, there's no way they'll figure out it's me. As she looked up again, she saw the lunch lady looking at the list, trying to figure out and narrow down who it could possibly be who stole this lunch. And so she's like, okay, of course it was me, but there's no way they can know that it was me. I threw away the evidence. And that was a confidence she had until the lunch lady walked table to table to check and see if somebody had gotten a lunch that they didn't. Again, her heart began to beat, and the food that was once an amazing, desirable pleasure began to churn in her stomach like a tornado. She then looked over to the other teacher who was watching over them as they had their lunchtime, and she raised her hand, asking to go to the bathroom. As she quickly scampered to the bathroom, she got into the stall, and the moment she closed the door, tears flooded her eyes. She could not believe that she was about to get in trouble for something so foolish just because she desired a hot lunch that day. And so she did what only she could think to do. She prayed to God. Now, she had talked to God previously, but never in this manner before. This was the first time she prayed in panic. And she cried her eyes out. In between weeps, she said, God, if you hear me, please, I made a big mistake. Make me not get in trouble, and I'll never do it again. Cause them not to see me, and I'll never do it again. She stayed in there an extra 5 minutes, building up the courage. She wiped her face, and as she walked out of the bathroom, she looked up and saw the very lunch lady that was searching